No one told me that 3 is worse than 2.
Okay, I feel like the terrible 2s are just a warm-up act for the 3-nager phase. Welcome to Baby Then What, the podcast you didn't know you needed for the real, unfiltered side of motherhood.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Jessie, and we're just 2 moms of 2 in the thick of it.
We're sharing the real and unhinged side of motherhood no one else talks about.
If you've ever said, I had a baby, now what? You're in the right place.
By the way, you're doing amazing, even if no one said it today. Welcome back to Baby Then What. And by the way, did you know that 3 is actually worse than 2?
100%. Okay. Nobody told me that.
No one told me that either.
Everyone jokes the terrible 2s, the terrible 2s. They weren't so terrible.
No, they were really, honestly, Arlo was great at 2.
Yeah.
Ace is getting into the
best friend at 2.
2 was incredible. 3,
nightmare.
Actual, like, little
Nightmare.
Dictators.
Nightmare.
Like, nightmare.
I would say, okay, if we're going to break it down exactly. So we're this episode is all about toddlers between 2 and 4. We're like really in this stage right now. We want to talk about all the stages of motherhood. We're not child psychologists, but we want to just like tell you guys what to real fucking expect.
Yeah.
Because nobody told us what to expect.
No.
They prepared us for, like, when Ziggy turned 2, I was like, whoa, put my helmet on.
Yeah. Terrible
ready?
2s. Here we go.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
It was such a
I was like,
letdown.
oh my God, I'm so lucky. And then this is where you get fucked because you're like, oh my God. And they turned 2.5 closer, like 2.5 closer to 3. What the actual fuck?
Kill me. Like, actually kill me. So 2 to 2.5 is gearing up a little bit. They're walking, they're talking, they understand, but they don't have language and they don't have tood yet.
No.
Then at around 2.5 to 3, the tood starts.
Yep.
The language really accelerates.
Yep.
So you're starting to be like, holy fuck.
Yep.
Then at 3 to 3.5, full language capabilities, full attitude, full meltdowns, full tantrums.
You can't like convince them with like snacks anymore.
No.
Like they don't care.
No, they're outsmarting you.
Yeah.
Now you're like really in the big leagues of motherhood of like, I don't have a baby anymore. I have a kid.
Yeah. And I have 2 of them right now.
Fuck me.
No, literally 2 of them right now where it's like, I don't even know who to go first. I don't know what to do, but we're in it.
Yeah.
We're totally in it. So let's start with some questions that we got in for this stage. Where do you want to start, Jess?
That no one warned me that the baby phase doesn't really end until 4. Yeah. I feel like that's so accurate. Like,
it is so accurate.
I don't know if you've heard that guy, Jordan Peterson. He's like, you have little kids until 4 years old. And if you miss it, you miss it. So that was always in the back of my head that you have little kids till 4.
I agree.
But I think I felt it more like, oh, like if you miss it, the cuteness is going to be gone. Like I didn't realize that it's like, you have really are taking care of a kid. I'd say 4, like 3.5.
Yeah.
Like from 0 to 3.5, it is a full-time job. Like you are not letting them play on their own until like when they hit 3.5, it's more like they could start to play by themselves.
You trust them more.
But then it's also like you're dealing with different problems.
Yes.
And like, I thought, like, I don't know what I expected, but like it was the 3 to 4 was the most cool time, but hardest.
I agree. I totally agree because they're your best friend and they want to do everything with you. But then when you ask them to do something, it's right away no. And then like I could kind of like Ace is 2.5. I can kind of be like, I'm going to give you a lollipop if you like come and listen. And even now he's even starting to be like, no, because I know you're still going to give it to me.
Right.
Literally, he's like, you're going to still give it to me and I'm just going to act out. So the biggest thing I can say from now doing it with both, let them tantrum.
Yeah.
Leave them. It's going to break your fucking heart, especially like Adam started with it. He's a little bit stronger than I am. He's like, put them in their room if it's safe and fucking leave them. Let them tantrum it out. They need to get their feelings out.
Especially boys.
This is where the gentle parenting kind of like plays in. It's like you're supposed to hug them and calm them down. So I've tried both. I think at first you have to let them tantrum it out. You have to put them in a room or
their
put them
initial react, like the initial like,
leave them on the ground, let them fucking tantrum it out. Once you can kind of settle them or you see that they're kind of settling themselves, that's when you can start with the gentle parenting.
Yeah.
Give them a hug, say, what is going on? Let's talk about it. But to start with that, like, let's talk about it, they don't give a shit.
No, not initial.
They need to get everything out of their system first.
Yeah.
You telling them, like, let's talk about our feelings, like, they don't know.
I agree. And I think, like, you get so caught up in the, like, not wanting them to cry or be upset. And then You're also like, if it happens in public, then you're like embarrassed or all these things. And you're like, you know what? You shouldn't give a shit. Because,
I don't.
You can't.
It just happened to me.
And it like, you know what? Figure it out. And then number two, like, because they're so little and they don't know how to regulate all these emotions, like the fact that they don't know how to regulate emotions till like 20 was a shocking fact.
Yeah.
But true.
True. I know. True.
Still, I don't know if it's so true for the husbands.
Yeah, they're still learning to regulate their feelings.
But like, they don't know how to regulate. So to your point, like, they're not going to regulate it. So they got to get it out.
Yes.
And then you're not reasoning with them anyways. So you're better off having the like physical, emotional release.
I agree.
And then dealing with it after.
Like when you're upset, you hold it in till you're alone or you're home. Right. Or you want to like get in the car and cry.
Listen to a song.
But we can hold it in. They can't.
They can't.
They need to get it out right there. And then honestly, I wish we all just got it out right there. And then we'd probably feel a lot better.
Honestly.
Because they're completely different people. I would lock Ace in the room. We just did it this weekend. Honestly, it was 30 seconds. Like it really wasn't even that long. I opened the door. I'm like, are you okay now? He goes, yeah, let's go play. I'm like, huh?
Then he gets it out.
Yeah.
It's like a little emotional release.
Yeah.
But I think the part that's so hard to wrap your head around is that they start to do these like really adult things that you're like, oh my God, this is a tiny adult. Like the other day are these AAA batteries?
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you know that? But like they're obviously really picking up on language and stuff.
For sure.
So then you try and like parent them as if they're like an 8-year-old, not a 4-year-old. And like they're potty trained now and they're eating real food and they're coming up
their own clothes.
Right.
Like Ace picks his clothes every single morning. He's 2.5.
Right.
I'll pick out clothes ready for him because as soon as your baby's born, you're picking out their clothes. You're doing this. You're putting the diapers out. Now I come into his room in the morning. I'm trying to pick up pants and a shirt. He goes, no, I'm picking.
Yeah. Like he had that.
He literally took the t-shirt that I picked him and threw it back in the closet. And he was like, I want this one.
No, they're very opinionated. I think they like to obviously do the things that they can, right?
Yes.
Like they can't cook themselves dinner, but they can pick their clothes.
Yeah,
so
it's really cute.
It is cute. But you have to like realize that as much as they're growing into this independence, they're still tiny humans. And like
1000%.
I forget that all the time. Like I'm always like
all the time.
And then I treat them like older than they should be. And then that's when I get upset, or that's when you have like the wrong expectation. Yeah. But it's hard to know. Like it's also hard.
I think it's a really hard age.
It's really hard because you also don't know when you're going to turn a corner, right? Like one day they're like not really independent. And then the next day they are. And you're like, they can't say something, then they can. Like it's very like
it's
instant.
Fast. I think this is the fastest.
Yeah.
Emotional, like, yeah, it's crazy. It is really crazy. This time is really crazy. It's very cute. It's very crazy. And every day we're still learning. Like we're going to talk about this now. And like, honestly, in a year from now, it could be a completely different conversation. But this is exactly where we're in right now.
100%. Okay. So let's go to some of the topics.
Okay.
That
around this age group.
Yes.
Okay.
The schools and camps and all that decision fatigue. Like I'm in that right now because we just moved. So now we have to pick a new school. We went through the whole process of finding a school, picking the school, talking to the school.
It's a big thing.
And now we're not going anymore because we don't live there.
You're right.
So
right.
Now
I was like, wait, you literally just told me you picked the school. Are we not going?
No, I'm saying like the original one from like 6 months ago.
Right.
And like there was a COVID baby boom. So there's no space in any of these schools.
No.
It's a big decision. It's a really big decision. And like you feel a lot of pressure when obviously they're not going to Harvard and Yale. Like I'm not at that point of the decision making, but like it still feels, because it's the first time we're doing it, it feels big.
Right. Which is the same thing as having a newborn for the first time. Because when Benny gets to school, you're a pro.
Right.
Like I know exactly, like Ace, for example, like Arlo's at one school right now. Ace ain't going to that school. I already know that. I'm like, you're staying until we go to the next one. It's all trial and error.
Yeah. And it's hard to do trial and error with bigger decisions, right? Like this is the funny thing about parenting is that when they're babies, you're trial and erroring, oh, this brand of diaper or that brand of diaper, or do I do 3 ounces or 4 ounces? Like there's small decisions that can be easily fixed.
These are very big decisions.
These are bigger decisions. Like, am I going to send my kid to this school or this school? Am I going to send my kid to daycare or Montessori or a nanny? Like maybe some people don't even send their kids to school.
No.
Until JK.
No. Well, you don't have to. Legally, you don't have to until JK.
Right.
Yeah.
And then also layered on top is homeschooling, which is a whole other ballgame. And then now there's like online school and like it's not just.
It is exactly what you just said. Decision fatigue and overwhelming.
And then you have to layer on like your own decision and thought process, your husband's, your partner, your parents obviously have an opinion.
Input for sure.
And then like you want to send your kids to school with friends that they know. So then like, do I know anyone going or not? Like
it's a lot, but you got it.
And then financial too is layered on top of that.
It's a whole other thing. So take it step by step. Our biggest tip and advice for schools is do your research before. Yeah. We kind of got into it late because no one really told us. So like we're here to tell. Like if anyone asks me even about daycares now, especially like in the States and in Canada, you do it when you're pregnant.
Yeah. 100%.
If you have a certain school or daycare in mind, you apply when you're pregnant. You know when that baby's going to be born. You put the year that you want right away. No one told us that.
No.
So that would be my biggest tip on schools right now.
100%. If they're willing to take you. Like some might say you have to have the baby to be born.
Yes, but you could be on a wait list.
Right.
Just put on a wait list. Put a fake fucking name at that point. Like literally. No, literally. It's really crazy now. A lot of people wanted to get into certain schools and they just didn't. If you're first on that fucking list, like you know it now, you're listening to this, put your kid on the wait list.
Right. It's true.
Like,
and you'll get, and
hopefully
we've had a hard time with Ziggy. Like
that's what I'm saying.
There's no space for him at so many different places because like there's just so many people and so many kids.
That's what I'm saying.
So many things.
So if your kid, this jumps into the camps.
Okay.
So if your
camp.
I know. Okay. So if your kid is at daycare until JK, you're fine because daycare goes through the summer.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about camps. But our kids now were at a school, not a daycare, like a school nursery.
Yeah.
And we had to sign our kids up for camp.
Yeah.
And in Canada, and I'm not sure how it works in the US, you got to be 4. You got to be fucking 4 and it doesn't go by the school year.
No, because the government law is that the ratio changes.
Yes.
So a camp doesn't want to pay for an extra staff to watch your 3 years and 11-month-old kid.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's insane.
And our kids have summer birthdays. Yeah. So like in theory.
They're going.
They're 4.
They're 4. They're 4.
Wink, wink.
Figure it out. Send us a DM.
They're 4.
They're 4. But kind of same thing with camps. No. Sorry. Same thing with camps. I wanted to send Arlo to a different camp, not the one that we're sending our kid to right now. And I applied too late. And they said that they only had 1 month open. And I'm like, when was I supposed to apply for this? So it goes to the same thing as the schools.
Yeah.
Do your research when your kids are younger, when you're not even in the thought process of schools or camps. Look into the camps that you want, look into the schools that you want, and put your names down on waiting lists or have at least the month and year that you know that you have to apply for these places because they fill up quickly. And the States is worse than Canada.
Yeah, I know.
So
I feel like it's funny because I feel like they should have more options.
They don't.
They also have more people.
More people.
I don't know. The whole thing is overwhelming too because like when you're in the moment, you're like, how could I possibly fathom signing my future 4-year-old up to a camp when I'm like literally struggling to like change my diaper? Like I don't.
But that's why we're here to tell you,
you should.
You should.
Like, especially if there's no cost. Like some people will tell you that you have to put like an $100 deposit to put the name down. Like obviously you have to weigh the financial
for
thing.
Sure.
But if there's no cost,
put your fucking name down.
Put the name down.
Yeah.
100%.
Name down, honestly. Or make up a name, honestly, and the year. That's it. Put the last name. Do whatever you got to do.
Fake kids roaming around.
A good question. What do you wish you knew before picking a school or camp? What is one thing you wish you knew before picking a school or camp?
I wish I knew the level of communication and involvement that they would give with parents because I think some schools go too much, some schools go too little, and like a school could be doing a really great job with your kid and not tell you.
Right.
And you have no fucking clue. Like I had that issue with Ziggy's school and we were like pulling teeth trying to get information out of them. And then I went for an interview and they're like, he's doing this and he's doing this and he's amazing and like going on and on. I'm like, oh, this is a great school.
Right.
But you don't tell me.
Right.
And then you have your school where they're asking you every 4 fucking seconds to do something. And you're like, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Or
I don't want to come in every Monday at 10 a.m. I have a job. It's like, no.
No. So do your research.
Yeah.
So your best tip is do your research on the school and talk to other parents. I think that's the best bet. I've spoken to parents that have gone to different schools, that have left schools, the reasoning on why they're choosing these schools. So yeah.
I also think you really have to do your due diligence on like the wokeism shit.
Yeah.
Like
it's a whole other
ball game, but like you what are they teaching your kid at school?
Yeah.
Like there should be like, that's something. It's annoying because I feel like parents aren't in the driver's seats. No. I feel like schools are like, you need us more than we need you.
For sure.
So if you don't like our way of doing it, go fuck yourself.
Literally.
You go put your application somewhere else and you don't need to come to our school. Yeah. So you have to balance this like fine line of fishing out enough detail that like, am I going to be happy sending my kid here, or are they going to teach them shit that doesn't align with my values?
1,000%.
Which could be different to your values.
1,000%.
Maybe people want the woke stuff. Maybe they don't. Like, I don't know.
Do your research. Ask the moms. Ask people that have been there.
Yes. If you're scared to ask the school the question,
ask the moms.
Ask around.
They'll tell you straight up.
100%. Like we specifically didn't go to a certain school because I had heard stories and I was like, nope.
There you go.
That's not for us.
There you go.
So
that's your best tip.
Yeah.
Moving into toys and gear. Okay. This is a good one for ages 2 to 4 is where we're in right now. So what we loved, what we didn't love, what collected dust, what we think is like perfect for this age.
I think we've said it before, but like anything make believe vibes, doctor's kit, cashier
Registered.
Thing, grocery shopping, construction set, dolls, strollers for the girls, hair things, whatever.
Like makeup, cute plastic things.
Anything where they can like feel like they're in that role.
Play.
100%. Like
and it's good for their imagination. It's good. They're like talking. Like even the school told me like Arlo literally like I picked him up from school and he was the bus driver and there was like 6 kids behind him. And he was like leading them on a bus field trip. And like he'll get into like one of those like cars at my house and he'll be like, we're going to Florida. But like that's where their imagination is working. Their brains are working. They love pretend play at this age.
And I think for you as a mom, it helps your imagination too.
For sure.
Like I run out of ideas.
For sure.
But if I have some stuff that I'm like using as my inspo and like I can like play in the theme
like,
or whatever.
Check me. You're the doctor today.
Like
check me.
I don't have to think.
No.
At the end of the day, you want to play with your kids.
That's
why
you have but you them. Just don't want to come up with something every 2 seconds.
It's a lot.
It's
exhausting.
Yeah. So imagination, they love it. Especially at this age, they'll come up with a million stories to tell you.
100%. And then I would say like
things that you don't. What are things?
Well, no, also physical things. Like at this age, scooters are very popular.
Yes.
Like we do skateboarding, but it's more the scooter thing.
Scooters.
A bike. Like this is the age when like that kind of stuff is like fun and they want to practice. For sure. Even like tennis. Like things like
sports.
That you can play
Arlo's doing golf. You can get a little mini putting thing in your house, like that thing that shoots the ball back out and just like meow, meow, meow. Like
we got like a little like trampoline thing that they can just bounce up and down.
Perfect.
Again, you can tell we have boys that it's like get the energy
out. The energy up. Our girlfriends have the dolls, the doll houses, like pretend play, and I don't know what else girls do
my
outside.
friend, she bought her daughter this like massive doll house, and then every birthday they get to decorate a room.
Oh, I love that.
So she doesn't have a million things in her house.
I love that.
She has like
this one.
A room can be like a tiny bathtub and whatever.
Love that.
It's very
That's so
cute.
Sweet.
And it's like space friendly.
Perfect.
That's the other thing. Like I was complaining to her about it the other day because I'm like, why do people feel like they want to bring you gifts? It's not a gift to come to my house and bring me shit.
No.
That I then have to store, deal with. Like I understand that you want to like get stuff. Like people want to get gifts, but it's like,
think about it. Ask the parents. They'll tell you. Puzzles, by the way, at this age is very good.
And the custom ones is cute.
Custom puzzles. The magnet tiles are amazing.
That's the best gift. That is by far the best gift.
Like things
There's
that they can work
brands. With. I think it's Kinetics.
Yeah.
Magnet tiles. I don't know. We'll find them.
But they're amazing.
They're expensive, but it's like doesn't go bad.
Yeah. Or those Duplo. If you have a boy, they love those Duplo things.
What's that?
Those like little those little figurine men. And like they put them like in the like airplane, like these bigger kind of toys. And they like, that's still pretend play. So it's like little, like girls play with dolls, boys play with Duplo.
Yeah.
Look it up. It's like little like bigger things, I'll bring it for
Okay.
Ziggy. And like, they like to pretend like, oh, this little man's going in the airplane. And
Yeah,
the
Ziggy
airplane
does that
is
with
whatever.
his cars. Like we have Hot Wheels, monster trucks.
Yeah.
Hot Wheels tracks, monster trucks tracks.
Yeah. All the tracks.
Boys.
Every single track.
It's just, it's funny to see how like kids like go through like these cycles.
Stages.
Like we're kind of gearing out of the Paw Patrol now.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of, it's still, we watch it, but we don't really play Paw Patrol. Like we used to play Paw Patrol.
Right.
Now
my kids never got into Paw Patrol. Blippi and Peppa Pig, they love Peppa Pig.
Yeah, we weren't Peppa
now.
people. It's funny. You pick a show.
Peppa's
and
pregnant now. With
Peppa's
her
a
third
girl?
kid, I think. Yeah.
I
think so.
Peppa was a girl. I've never watched it. I thought Peppa was a guy.
Peppa. That's why my kids were British for like a year. Mummy.
Oh, God.
Mummy.
Okay.
Okay.
I actually saw this woman post something the other day being like, is it easier with 2 kids or 4 kids? And she's like, it's actually easier with 4 kids because my 7-year-old's cooking, my 5-year-old's feeding the baby, my 3-year-old's setting the table. She's like, I've given all of them a job.
Tasks.
And therefore, like, obviously maybe it's not perfect.
Right.
But it goes back to like, at a certain point, like these toddlers want to do stuff.
Yes.
And when you guide their energy, it makes everybody happier.
I agree.
Like,
1000%.
When you're just like, okay, sit here, I'm going to make dinner. And then they're like, mommy, pull my, like, hello.
No, that literally just happened for breakfast. Like if you start including them, like I started including them in breakfast, making the eggs with me, swirling it around, or laundry. Anytime those kids before bath take off their clothes, put it in the laundry bin. You're not going to be like your dad. You're gonna, your wives are gonna call me and say thank you because when they take off their clothes, it is going in the fucking laundry bin.
I agree. Not scattered around the house.
No.
It's actually funny. We just interviewed a new Montessori school.
Yeah.
And one of the tasks of the day is laundry.
Yes.
I'm like, brilliant.
Yes.
Why not?
Teach them life skills.
At 3 years old how to do laundry, you're not going to be calling your mom at 35.
Being like, how do I start the washing machine? Or like, how do I whatever.
It's great.
I love it.
Yeah, you got to include them. Cooking is like the easiest thing.
Cooking is fun.
Sure.
They love it.
Chopping, all that shit.
It will get messy. Let's just, okay. It will get messy. But again, we're going to keep going back to it. They're little for so little. Like, they're little for so little.
Literally.
Like, let them, it's going to be messy.
Like last night, Ziggy made a fucking mess painting. It's washable paint, painting everywhere. Josh was freaking out. I'm like, if he can't be messy, who can?
Who can?
He's a kid.
Yeah.
Let him paint. We'll wash it.
Literally.
Let him put flour all over the floor. We'll wash it. Like, is it ideal after a long day? But then don't cook that day. Like, let them set the table. Like,
I agree. Because in 10 years from now, you're going to be missing those moments.
100%. But yeah, I definitely think that like including them more has been the best lesson in reducing meltdown.
I agree.
They just, it's
It's like, mommy, okay, come here. Open the milk for me. Like today we made yogurt bowls. Perfect thing to include a 2 to 4 year old in is yogurt bowls. So I put the yogurt in and then I let them put all their toppings in.
It's
fun. They ate the whole fucking thing.
Great.
Okay. Cause like Arlo's a really hard eater. He ate licked the bowl.
That's amazing.
And with things that he normally would eat, but normally would not eat.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, like we put yogurt, we put the seeds in it, we put the raisins in it. And then I gave them a little treat and I put 3 chocolate chips, at the top. So in the morning.
They think this is like
the best thing mommy's ever done. And they were included in it and they made yogurt bowls. Like he showed up to school today saying, I made yogurt bowls.
I know what they announced to people.
It's so very exciting.
Fun. I know. It's just, that's where it goes back to like having the patience or having the ideas and coming up. I feel like when you're prepared, this stage is a little bit easier. Like you have to come up with the dinner ideas ahead of time. You have to come up with the games. Like
I agree.
You got to kind of put the extra thought in and then you'll have the payoff.
I agree. And this age is also really fun to get together with your mom friends.
Yes.
Because they can start playing with each other. It's a lot more fun at this age. Like you can sit, obviously like we still have Ace and Benny who are a little bit younger that you really have to watch. But like if you brought Ziggy over right now and it was just Ziggy and Arlo and like we were sitting on the couch and they were playing there, totally fine.
Nothing. They would be fine. Okay, this is the last thing. Have you ever Googled, is my toddler broken after a meltdown?
I love that. That's a great question. No, but I've Googled a lot of crazier fucking shit. Don't Google that shit. Don't Google that shit.
I think that society makes you think that like your kids should be perfect and not crying. All of our kids have had stage 5 fucking meltdowns, thrashing about,
all the
whipping
above.
their heads, being nuts, screaming.
Don't feel like you're alone and something's wrong with my kid. I just sent you the video. I left him. Remember, he was lounging in my kitchen for 45 minutes like this, scream crying. And I'm like, I'm leaving you here. Like,
No, they
figure it out.
literally have stage 5 meltdowns.
You're not alone. We're here with you. We'll keep telling you that. Don't think your kids loco coco bananas.
And you can look to us because we're going through this like toddler thing, couple months, couple years ahead of you. So we'll let you know how the next couple months goes.
We love you. We'll see you next week.